I just got married this week. 28 years old, just got married. It's a pretty surreal feeling. I really didn't want to make this video today, but it's kind of one of the common themes I wanted to talk about. Give some of my advice on relationships and marriage. The one big thing that I keep coming back to, the first bullet point I wrote down when taking notes for this video, was just to keep showing up. Even when you don't want to, even when times are hard, you really just have to keep showing up for your relationship, for your other person, for yourself. And this accounts for any relationship. Come here, Beau. This accounts for any relationship with yourself, with your friends, with your family. If you want to maintain those relationships, you got to keep showing up when times are tough. Sarah and I dated for 4 years before getting married. We were engaged for about 1.5 years. I think times weren't easy. Times weren't always easy. We had some really difficult times. Some times where I didn't think it would work out. But I think we just both had this feeling that we can build something great together, and we can have an amazing life together, and that, we found our person. Growing up, both my parents argued a lot. They ended up getting divorced when I graduated high school. I didn't really have a good roadmap for a successful marriage or a successful relationship. My sister and brother-in-law are a good example, but they got married, only several years ago, maybe 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So I really didn't have, a good roadmap or a good example of a healthy relationship. And I always thought, if you argue a lot, or if you have issues with each other, that it was a sign that the relationship wasn't working, and it wasn't a healthy relationship. I think over the past 4 years, what I realized is that couldn't be more wrong. Relationships are all about building trust and working with each other, and really those opportunities when you find something that bothers the other person or bothers you about the other person, or you argue about something or get in a quarrel or a fight about something, that really is an opportunity to learn more about the person and to grow and become better. And sometimes that means you have to change yourself, and sometimes it means the other person has to change themselves, and sometimes you have to change together. And I don't want to sit here and act like I know everything about a healthy relationship or healthy marriage, because I really don't. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. But I definitely know that times are going to be tough, and the only thing we can do to survive that is to just be on the same team, be on the same page with each other. If we disagree on something, find somewhere where we agree, work on things together. We disagree on a lot of things, but there are a lot of core morals and values that we both believe in. I think that's an important facet of a relationship as well. Bobo's been a really good sport with this video. I was running errands after work today, and he was all cooped up. So he's been looking forward to playing fetch. I played fetch with him for probably 20 minutes before this. It's hot today. We're in Aurora, Colorado, and it's extremely hot this week. It's in the high 90s, mid to high 90s, very dry. And as you can see, he's pretty hot. He doesn't cool down easy, but this shade definitely helps. And I love this little park that I found near Sarah's work. Yeah, growing up with parents who were fighting and got divorced, you see a lot of things that scare you and that you don't want in your relationship. And I think a lot of those things came out pretty early on. A lot of behaviors that I emitted that were not healthy and that I wasn't proud of, I'm still not proud of, and some issues that I still have that, come out at the worst times, come out at my darkest hour. And thank God Sarah stays with me, and that she works through these things with me. And I just couldn't have picked a better person to be in a relationship with and build a beautiful marriage and one day hopefully a beautiful family with. these things, you know, generational trauma or things you get from your parents and, you know, they get from their parents, you have the power to control that and to stop that. You can be a victim and say, well, this is the cards I'm dealt and this is who I'm going to be. But you're going to have a pretty tough life, pretty miserable life, trying to, you know, always play the victim for things that you can control. And it really comes down to accountability. You take control of your actions and say, you know, I didn't choose to be this way, but I have the power to change who I am. And that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to change yourself and to be someone new, be someone great. He keeps wanting to walk in front of the camera. He's a good boy. I know it's really tough dating market right now. I have a lot of friends who are single. It's really difficult. Really, the only advice that I can give to anyone is just to be yourself, unapologetically. Just be yourself. And you might take longer to find somebody, but there's no point in being in a relationship where you're faking who you are. You're not being your true, authentic self, because you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're also doing the other person a disservice. You know, being your true, authentic self is the best way you can be, and it might be challenging, it might be tough, you might struggle to find people, but eventually you'll find somebody if you keep putting yourself out there and keep trying. Beau loves wandering around this park. There must be a lot of doggies that come through here. You'll smell the scents. So yeah, it's a big I'm big on perseverance and sticking through hard times. I know things are difficult. The first tattoo I ever got is a Japanese proverb about perseverance. And it's really just tough. I struggled a lot with mental health early in my 20s, and perseverance was just something that I'm really proud of, that I persevered through those tough times. You know, worked with a professional, several different professionals, got the help I needed. You know, I invested a lot of time, money, and energy into that, but it's the best decision I ever made, and it's only because I decided to persevere and push through. You know, if you're not happy with where you're at, you're not happy with your situation, you're not happy in the relationship you're in, the only thing you can do is just take stock of where you're at and try to work for a better life for yourself. You know, I understand some people are dealt pretty shitty hand. You know, you might grow up with a single parent, or, you know, in extreme poverty, or not a, you know, highly populated area where you don't have a lot of options. You know, all these are real challenges that people face. But the great thing is you have the power to control that, to change who you are. And that really is up to you. So, hope you got something from this video. Not sure when I'll do my next one. I try to post a video each week, but thanks for listening to me. Come here, Beau. See if we can get Beau to sign off. Come here, Beau. He sees somebody walking past. Sorry I didn't post a video last week. I was enjoying my first week being married, so I'll give myself an excuse for that. Give myself a break, but I have a lot of things I want to talk about and discuss, and I hope you enjoy these videos. And if you do, share them with a friend, like, comment, you know, subscribe. Give me your thoughts in the comments, feedback, constructive criticism, anything. I'm open for it. I really just want to post more of my thoughts and put myself out there more on the internet. And I appreciate anyone who watches and supports and follows along this journey. And hopefully you stay for Bobo too, because he's such a handsome boy. Look how handsome that boy is. Thanks for watching.